Here, are you recording?
So, dude, yeah. So, you said that funny thing about
My hair is growing.
yeah.
Welcome to the podcast,
Uh,
motherfuckers.
you
We're
said
talking about
that thing about like when we were like angry talking and then separating ways in LA. That I said that angry thing, and I didn't even remember that. But then you said it, and I still don't remember like exactly what happened. But I do remember saying, yes, this is where ways parts, right?
yeah.
Um, but then Corona shit happened. I'm back, dude. Fuck yeah, I was literally gonna stay in LA. That was my plan. That was my plan. And yeah, I guess it was not meant to be. Um, I got everything. I got the dude. I paid like $300, and I called the embassy of Sweden. Fucking mails here, there. Okay, release me so I can stay in LA. And I
Yeah,
got that.
remember we spoke with you and you were like there was some paper you needed to
Yeah,
do and then you needed
2 year,
to sign.
because if government pay for
Yeah,
you, then you need to stay in your country and work for 2 years. Then you can move to USA,
yeah.
something like that.
You needed like a signature from a company that like you're doing
Wait, what?
something like that. Do you remember?
Signature from a company? No, but that was the funding. That was before I went.
Oh yeah.
That you helped me with the
Yeah,
funding.
it's all mixed up for me, but I remember that you
Yeah,
were
yeah,
like
yeah.
dealing with so many different
Yeah,
problems and everything
yeah.
else.
So many problems, and I think it was worth it somehow. I don't know what the fuck it was, but dude,
Yeah.
yeah. Then you said like all the things I said are kind of true. Again, kind of true, right? Because now you are back because you were telling me this stuff, the values and all that. Like, oh, you want to be closer to your family, the visa, and that visa thing also fucked me up. By the way, that's one of the biggest reasons I didn't go there. Like, they don't want us there, right? If they wanted, then they would have an easier way for us to go in and stay there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I don't know.
yeah. But
It's
we didn't like the place. That was the biggest problem.
yeah,
So just
yeah.
like, I didn't feel the social mobility, bro. There, because of the streets and the cars and like different areas fucking so big, like I didn't feel like I can climb. Like you were saying now, oh, your person knows like a high ranking officer in like Estonia, your client.
Mhm.
Like that's cool, you know. And I mean in LA there's circles, fuck that. um so what, yeah, the work thing, I met a guy in the gym today. That's why or even before that I was thinking I should probably talk to one of my Swedish friends. They're doing really great with e-commerce, and I've done e-commerce. I'm literally like, if I would get hired by some company to manage some product, dude, I can do that easily now. Like, of course, it's like Elon Musk working for a tech company now. You're overqualified for that
Uh-huh.
kind of work because you not only you understand the whole picture, but you understand the details and you know how to hire and automate and save the money and like all of that.
Yeah.
Basically, like you're doing now. Why do they pay you more or double or triple what they would pay an Estonian guy? They
Mm-hmm.
know you can do well, and they're willing to take a risk because you're a business owner, and that's amazing. Like when I hire and I know the guy is a business owner, I already have 10 more times trust in
Yeah.
them for some reason. You know, so um, so yeah, I was thinking about like telling my friend like, do you guys need someone to like work half time, do some things? Maybe I can do that and get like 2K a month. Um, because of the things we discussed, like I have time, kind of. And another discussion point that I want to take up with you is I actually posted on one of these groups that are like interns, and I got like 40 replies from like girls and guys that are in Europe that want to do internship, and we
Mm-hmm.
can we can get EU funding because we're in Estonia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna work and like do whatever we can, teach them whatever we want, and they're gonna do that. So that's a super cool thing that just happened, and I will take one of them. I'm gonna work with the guy first. He said like he's gonna put me under his company. I'm gonna give him like $600.
Mm-hmm.
Then we hire through his company. But if I set up my own company, I can probably do it as well. But he wants to help me with the process. Which paper with the university we need to sign. But that's an option for you as well now. After I get my intern and stuff, you can give them some tasks. Even if they save you 1 hour, that's 1 hour, bro. You
Yeah.
know. Then So yeah, I met this guy in the gym and he was talking about Dubai, 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 and I'm like, okay, so how much do they pay there? He's like, oh yeah, 5K. I'm like, okay. And then he was like, oh, but they also pay for accommodation.
Mm-hmm.
If they pay you 3K for a physiotherapist, right? I'm an engineer, so that's different. So they 3K plus house. But I would get like he would get paid 5K because he wants to get his own house, etc. But I was thinking like there must be jobs that I can apply for. Like there must be. I'm gonna start searching tonight and completely like just see what's up. Like what kind of work can I get? Even some full-time jobs, depending on what they want from me, I can probably do them half time if I can like do the things they want me to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I want to talk to Ricardo. I want to send him a message because I know he was looking for half-time jobs and he found something in programming. I was thinking maybe I can find some publishing companies so I can help them with something.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the best, actually,
Mm-hmm.
because I am again overqualified.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
uh, yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. One thing, yeah, I was researching some ads things today, and I learned some things. But this guy that I'm gonna contact, and I already contacted him for to be my ads manager. I want to see like what prices they want because the way he talked, he understood what is up. He understood
Mm-hmm.
that you need to lose money on some keywords and all that to gain ranking. Not like some people that I'm working with, then they're like, oh yeah, well if the ACOS is not profitable, turn it off. That never sounded right to me intuitively.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to contact these guys and see like what they are doing.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, dude, for your stuff like YouTube, you need to do that. That's the only
I know,
place.
and also Facebook group.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I sent you the their Facebook group, and you can start the Facebook. I can literally do it for you right now. I can start SEO troubleshooting, something like that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, dude, that's you can start that today. People will start joining. You know, and you're gonna get like hot leads, like me. Like for this guy, I'm super hot because I'm gonna hire him tomorrow if he's good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
imagine for you, that's gonna be the same shit. So yeah, Facebook group and then YouTube. That's and that's what you can use the intern for. To get the first people, you might not want to put the time. So we can get you an intern and you can tell her, okay, go to these different SEO groups, get the guys who are commenting, learning, like get them to our group,
Yeah.
or different stuff like edit my
Dude,
videos.
100,000 billion% I need to do that, and I need to mix in the video for YouTube's with the group and the live streams and everything else. It's just like
It's so good. Like
I have to just do that. Like I have had to do it like five
for
years
long.
ago.
Yeah. But now this like I understand how it works, the whole funnel.
Yeah.
Like this is what you need to do, kind of.
Yeah, 100%. I know, like it's a billion% I just have to do it. I
Yeah.
need to do it. I have to do it. It's very, 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 very important.
Yeah. Shit. Anyways, well, that's kind of
Uh,
what I want to say. That's it. I
yeah,
guess that's it.
I want to add some things. Um, Probably going back to like LA and this whole story, like how it started and all of that. I remember the whole part is, it's a place where it's possible to just work and work and work and try to like grind and get the money and finances and everything else. And I could do it, but I don't think it would really suit for who I actually am. And the point is, this was probably one of my biggest epiphanies and the biggest valuable moments for like going to LA. Before that, I was 100% certain that I'm like a money driven person. Like it's money is super important. But actually it's not. I really think where I like kind of like came to realize that, or maybe it was like a first step to kind of like accept that idea. I really think I'm not. I also think
I mean, to a
Um,
certain point, you need money, but like after you got your house, your food, your stuff. I mean,
yeah, yeah, but there is a really big difference. Actually, today or yesterday, I was listening to one of my like favorite comedians, and why I like this guy. And this is another thing, and I wanted to say it on my podcast, but I never got the time to record now. But I realized I'm a very very emotional person. I never really like thought of myself like that because it feels like girly and whatever. But that's just how I am. Like that's literally how I operate and how things are. Like very easily can be like get angry or get triggered.
oh really?
Not well, let's say not easily, but in some cases, depending on some situations, I
Oh
really can
yes, you
see
can.
how like
Trust me, you can.
emotions like overtake everything, and I'm kind of like disconnected from like normally
Dude,
operating, which is shitty, which is like shitty in some ways, but again, at least I can see how I see myself better. So that's the point. So this guy comedian that I'm talking about, uh, probably why I like him is because he's also insanely emotional man. He's like fucking old as fuck. But uh, today actually, again or yesterday when he was
just to
talking,
comment on this, like,
yeah,
dude, you literally went silent for like 1 or 2 days when we were on trips. Of course, you're emotional. Like,
yeah, but
you're one of the most emotional people I've seen, and I would say I'm too, actually, but in a different
I
way.
also think that yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
in a
yeah,
very different way. Like, I never go silent because I want to solve through whatever it is like fast. I that's that's how I operate.
yeah, yeah,
But you
yeah,
like
yeah.
took your time
So,
and you processed stuff, and then
but I
you're ready.
cannot. But you cannot fix your emotions fast. That's the point. That's how I think. I don't know. Fuck it.
No,
Maybe
no, there's no.
I
Yeah,
don't.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying like when there was conflict, I'm ready to solve it now. But like you're not like you need like a day or two to process some things, and then you open like I don't know if that's defensive or something. I have no idea. And also, I
Yeah,
remember fucking
most
Saint
of the
T.
time I
You're like,
remember.
dude,
Yeah, yeah.
you're like so horny. Like you don't understand anything, bro. Like this is so funny, dude. This I could be wrong, but this was literally happening. Like you're giving me this promise, and and then 5 minutes later, oh, actually, just leave the house. I'm like, what? Wait, didn't you say this? Yeah,
Okay,
but
don't blame everything on that. I'm not gonna like it right now. I'm gonna get pissed. But
but
the point is, it's not.
so funny.
It's not. It's not defensive or things like that. But again, it's hard to logically process things or operate when emotions are overtaking you.
Of
That's literally
course.
I can I can see it so clearly right now.
Yeah.
And the point is, let's say if there's a conflict and I need to say something logically, I cannot say that because emotions are
Yeah,
swiping it
it's
away.
cloudy. I
Like
get you.
I'm trying to like do it, swipe away. You understand? It's like it just takes it away. So I'm like, no, but like this, like fucking ruined. And I'm
But
like
dude, that's
trying
me
again.
yesterday. Like people are telling me, "Oh, it's going to be okay." And I still don't know if it's going to be okay, by the way. But I went through a fucking huge dip like the last 4 days, bro. I've been I don't know how what to like tell you, just completely destroyed like emotionally. But I think the gym, bro. Oh, I fucking love the gym, bro. The gym makes me just come out of my shell. I go there and dude, I boxed. I fucking, do you see this shit?
Okay,
I
that's
fucking
stupid.
boom, boom, fucking, and I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna lose everything. Not gonna buy the house. Lost 2 years of my life, around $400,000 worth of my assets, and that's it. Just lost. What am I gonna do? And the not the moment. It was not a moment. It was days. Like going through that dip and realizing and accepting that I'm gonna lose everything. It helped. It helped, and I cried a little bit. I don't know how that helped, but it was not my choice. But I think when I cry, like when I saw some research, you release some like hormones in that tear, which like empties your like
Yeah.
brain, so it helps kind of. So yeah, dude, like I don't know what I was talking about or what you were talking about, but you were saying
Look, look, going back. This is why we're talking about this.
you're like
When
so
you get
emotional. That's what
emotional,
you were saying. You get so cloudy.
you go to gym, and that helps you like deal with that.
Process.
And this is a very important key big principle. You can deal with emotions by taking action, like physical actions. They
Yes.
help you deal with
Yes.
emotions.
Yeah.
That's exactly when you're stuck in your head. Scream, put your hands up, do something stupid that shakes you
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
It m- changes your emotions. If you're all sad,
Empty.
go to the gym. Now you're like doing things.
Fucking
Now it
box that
will
shit.
be out of that. What I like to do is go on a walk, just walk, like you physically start moving.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not the
Yeah.
best thing maybe, but at least I know when I'm like all the time moving, I can more clearly think. When I'm like very emotional, as I'm walking, it's a lot
But I
easier
think
to
there's
think.
intensities, bro. There's like you cannot. If I
Yeah,
would
yeah,
not
yeah,
get
yeah,
fixed by
absolutely.
walking yesterday. I didn't get fixed by anything. I went to the gym for 4 days to fix me.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. It's of course it's very very
and I'm
different,
not,
but
dude. Again, that helps. But what actually is fixing me is seeing that I changed my campaigns and I'm getting more results, and my BSRs are going not getting worse, but getting better a little bit. That,
yeah,
of
of
course,
course
that's
you see.
the
So that's what matters the most. You need that solution.
yes, yes,
Either a hope that something's gonna work or something that's already
yeah.
working. But you need to get to that by fighting through emotions. That's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah. The first 2 days I was not even thinking about this. But then
yeah.
I go to gym, then that like takes the cloud away, and then you take the right actions. So I think that's what's important,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. So you see, that's the whole point. So now going back to the story I was saying, this comedian guy, he said that he is emotional. I know he's emotional. He said it many different times. It's not the
Is
point,
it Bill Burr?
but he said that he's more.
Is it Bill Burr?
No, 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 not Bill Burr. Some other guy. He's not that big,
Oh.
but he said that like it makes sense to like work and grind and like get like a big win or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
but after you have it, it's very hard to like be money driven and like keep going and do more and more, innovate, do more, 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 because if you like get something that's like good enough, that's where now you start valuing your time, your freedom, your like loved ones, your all these other things. And I was like, he was saying that, and I'm like, holy shit, yes. Like that's literally how actually I think where I'm like it would be the most true thing, because years ago, what's the most valuable thing for you? Oh well, like money. Then that changes, then you're like, what's the most valuable thing? Oh, like girls is the most valuable. And then that changes, what's the most valuable? Freedom. That's the most valuable one. And then what? And then it's like some fucking legacy or like comfort or whatever. So it changes, but I do feel like right now, like it's not just one thing. It's like you get to one, but then in the end it's more about like having like a really good life,
Yeah,
comfortable, like actually to not work way too much, not stress yourself way too much and things like that.
yeah,
And on that note, I have to say I consciously, like logically, I am doing that right now, working way too much, and I see how I'm not very like aligned with that.
mm-hmm.
It's more like doing something that is important, or maybe something that is profitable, gets you the money, but also doing something that's like I really value or I really want.
Yeah,
That's, I guess, where is like on the value system that would be the closest one for me. So that has changed, and I think that's kind of cool, or I feel happy about that, because even some months ago I was thinking like, what do I really value now? Is it like is it this thing, that thing? Because kind of like at some point I was thinking, what can you really value? It could be the money, the freedom, the legacy, empire, your status, the power, like all these kind of different things.
yeah.
But
But I'm not
it's
those.
hard to
I
choose
just
if you think
yeah,
that's the only ones. I'm like, well,
yeah. I
money.
think for, but again, this changes, right?
Yeah,
I think what I realized is I don't. value girls anymore. Or maybe I never did, but
I think you did.
yeah, but that's because I didn't know. So I don't know how that
Yeah,
means,
but
but
that's the point. Yeah, dude, the same here. I did value girls a lot, and
but but then I understood I value girls or a girl, like my perfect dream girl, which is like in my mind hotter and better than everyone else. That's mostly my entertainment, you know.
Mhm.
So now I don't value, like it's like I don't value everything in the same circle. Now for entertainment, I still value girls as the highest or the only entertainment, but
Yeah, I'm
girls is
saying,
not the
look, look,
point
look.
of my life, right?
I get it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying more of a thing which, like, what's your like main driving point, or like
Right,
what
right.
really
and
drives you?
and I
That's
thought that was girls, but it's not.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I'm
Right.
saying. Yeah, same thing
Yeah.
here, and that's what changes. And I think it's a good thing because,
Or it didn't change, we just put it in a different box because it's not in the
well,
life
if
box
something
anymore.
different drives you, then that means it has changed. That's the point. If you think your main driver in life is one thing and it becomes another thing, that literally is the definition of changing. It doesn't mean that you value girls less or whatever. It's just the next thing drives you, or the other thing drives you. And also, I
Hmm.
think it comes from experience or realization, because for some people it really can be that, or let's say you think girls is the thing that would give you the most like motivation, or I don't know, bigger purpose or reason or whatever. But then once you get enough of that, or a lot of that, or you really really understand like how everything works and how the world works in that aspect, that becomes so clear to you, so kind of like maybe mundane or obvious even on some level, that it's no longer like this big thing that you want to figure out, or like be good with or be good at. And that's why you solve that thing, so now your next thing comes, and then you're like, oh, like this other thing is now interesting or important to figure out or understand. You understand?
Yeah,
It's like, and it doesn't mean that you're gonna give up one thing or be like, oh, like now I'm no longer,
yeah.
turn game. Like you got the girls, then you decided to join the LGBT community, and now you're like,
Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't work like that.
No, I get
Although
you.
for some people even it does work like that. So it's just, yeah.
No, but I get you. So yeah, dude, right now I mean freedom. That's the only thing kind of for me. I just want my freedom. And I will have that when I have like my somewhere to stay. That that's like
Let,
90% of it.
let me ask you, but do you want freedom or stability?
Freedom.
Or stability?
S- Stability, both. but but like I want, like stability gives me freedom, right?
So you want stability because that's what's gonna give you freedom. Because freedom doesn't
No,
give you
but that,
stability.
that's the same logic as you want money because that's going to give you freedom. No, but the freedom is the goal. This is the vehicle,
Okay.
right? Or no? It's just like,
It depends. It really depends. But keep going. So you said you want to have like a place where you stay.
yeah, a place to rent. So I have some income that I know fucking Amazon cannot close for some reason. So
Hmm.
that's, then I have that stability, right?
Hmm.
Which gives me freedom to do other things, to
Hmm.
think,
Hmm.
to I want to learn AI. Like I actually want to
Okay,
learn
okay, okay.
AI,
Understood.
right?
Step back one spot, and
Uh-huh.
think of it like this. So, is it possible to achieve that kind of stability where you know that Amazon will not ban you for some reason?
No.
But you just said that you want that.
Yeah, yeah, but it's not possible to do that with Amazon. Okay, it is possible if I get very, very big and I have connections to Amazon.
Okay. So are you working in that path?
No, not currently.
Okay, so then just see the picture clearly, because you say, you want to have this like place that you can rent, you want to, like, you have your stable income, and the thing you're doing with Amazon, you want to be certain that you're not going to be in trouble at some point. And that is like, by the way, all of these things are literally stability. It's just having stable, place, you got your income, your like process, your business is safe. All of this means like stability or safety
Yeah,
in
yeah,
some kind of way. So these are like very important, actually critical things where you like survival elements, actually. You
yeah,
just like knowing that no one's gonna take your home, or your food, basically your business.
yeah, yeah. I
But the
have a
thing
right
is,
to live, basically.
yeah, but if you're now saying that one of those criteria is like that your business with Amazon is not going to get in trouble, and that's like what you want ideally, right? But that is not even like achievable or
It
realistically
is, yeah,
achievable.
yeah. No, no, it is realistically achievable. Not now.
Okay,
Why not
but are
now?
you gonna
Let
like?
me say, why not now? I need to start actually going and meeting these people who are active there. So the easiest way would be for me. You remember I told you I attended the publishing thing in Vegas,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
online. That's the place I need to go next year or this year.
yeah,
And when I go there, I got like two steps closer now, right? So I can
yeah,
talk about my stability emotions, and some people can say, "Oh, but don't worry, that guy, he works in KDP, or that guy had the same problem," and blah
yeah,
blah. Blah.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
this is solvable. Okay, everything is solvable. There's almost nothing
Of
impossible in this
course.
world, right?
Yeah,
Everything
but
is
are you
possible.
gonna really do that thing? Are you really gonna like
Yeah, sure, but again,
move there?
am I gonna do that now? No, right?
But that's the thing, because like when it shakes up a little bit, you feel like, holy shit, fuck this, sell it, move on. Or you're thinking, it shakes up and you're like, no matter what, I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna still go to those meetings, get those people, get the connection, and stay here like all the way until I get the like full connections, everything is down and settled. And then you're like, well, now I got it, what I wanted.
Yeah,
And then now fuck it, now
yeah.
you got to those like places where you want it to be. Like, which one is it? Is it more like changing things and the whole approach very quickly, getting rid of the business and moving on if everything's difficult? Or is it like staying all the way till the end? Because this is important in terms of when you say you really, really want that stability. Is this more like a actually like emotional, comfortable desire that you're like searching, or is it more of a real like long-term plan in terms of what you're doing with your business or your life?
I want freedom, so I need stability. I don't know. I want freedom, so I need stability to be free. Like if I have some house to stay, then I know I travel, I don't have money. Oh, fuck it. I'm going to go back in my house and start working or figuring something out. Some safety net. So that
Hmm.
emotion is very strong because before that safety net, you cannot be free, I
Hmm.
think.
Hmm.
Um, you can jump when you know there's a safety net.
Yeah.
Or you can jump without knowing, well, you're taking a big fucking risk. And if you fall, you're going to fucking crack your head, you know?
Yeah.
So that's kind of, I guess it's a basic thing. It's not so difficult, right? But so yeah, dude, no, but this stuff is good because now that you said this, it reactivated that thought that yeah, I actually need to get real with my business, with me, which means that I need to go meet people, hire people. Like I need to systemize it. Like my dream would be that I work on this business for a few years more. Okay, I really make it good. Like I don't want to sell now, Pablo. This would be fucking loser, worst loser shit. Like I want to systemize it. I want to have a system where I can publish maybe 10 books per month, okay? High
Hmm.
quality, the quality that I'm already publishing in, and be completely hands off.
Hmm.
Then I'm ready to sell because now I know how to build a business. this is my this is the challenge that I put for myself right now. Right now,
Hmm.
okay, I made some books, I'm making some money, but it doesn't mean shit.
Hmm.
I want to learn how to build a business.
Hmm.
That's so different. I want to make systems and make everything efficient. That's what I drives me. Like I know that Elon Musk talk about, or someone talk about Elon Musk. Like Elon Musk is Elon Musk's like drug is efficiency, and it makes sense. Mine is too. Like the way I eat my food, the way I do everything is like efficiency. You know,
Hmm.
the way I spend money. Why did I come to Georgia? Everything is efficiency for me. So I want to make my business like very efficient. Then I'm like, I'm satisfied. Like, cool. Now I can leave this. You know, or I can
Hmm.
leave it like, I don't know. You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my dream, is to be able to work on this until I got it in a beautiful system, got credit cards, got everything like running like smoothly, like got the employees, and the employees, I want to make a system so they feel like you right now in that company, right? You're not only working and getting money, but you also have a lot of potential to grow, not only
Hmm.
your salary but as a person. So that would be my dream, to build a system where we can feel like that, you know,
Hmm.
like our employees. So that's what I want to do. And I need to like go to USA. I need to open bank accounts. Like I'm already got the credit card, so that's fucking cool. So within maybe 5 months, I'm gonna have like 700 credit score. You know, just by
Nice.
this one card. Like it's crazy. Like 600 minimum. Okay, so
Hmm.
I'm already in the system, which is crazy. Again, these are small stuff, but it's gonna matter, man. It's gonna matter. So yeah, I don't know everything, but you're getting what I'm saying. Like for me, it's freedom. Um, yeah, yeah. And what were you saying? Like you were saying this guy who's emotional also saying that everything is not about money. Yeah, it's never about money. Money is, what the fuck is money? Money is just a vehicle, right?
He didn't
Uh,
say everything's about money. That was not the point.
no, no,
It's
no,
more
not.
about what drives you.
Yeah,
Like
exactly,
when
exactly.
you get the money, do you want more money?
No, money
Because a lot
again.
of
Money is
people do.
nothing. What is money? Money is just a
No, but a
way.
lot of people are driven like that. A lot of people are just driven by making more money, making more money, making more money, just making more money, like doing
Yeah.
more, like making more systems, opening more businesses, providing more services just to make more money.
Okay.
Like that's actually a very big amount of people are just
But
driven by that.
maybe it's not the money. Maybe it's they want to challenge themselves. I think that's more likely. I think if they were driven by
Yeah,
money, they would have stopped.
yeah, it could be, but again, that's what do you actually like, get?
I think I'm one of
Yeah,
those.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Listen, of course, people are driven by different things, but in the end, you're going for something, and there's only like very few things that you really can go for. It's like it's either
Yeah,
fame,
you need
power,
to
money.
choose.
There is like not, there's not much thing. There's not that many things that you can choose from. It is really like your social like power connections. It's the overall power that you have. Um, Again, money, fame.
Yeah, but power is more important than money. I would rather have power than money. I'm just saying that. That's
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
We're not comparing these. I'm just
This is
saying
funny.
that
This is
there are
funny, dude.
different.
I watched the. I was just eating. I watch YouTube when I eat. Um, it was Elon Musk. Literally, the headline was Elon Musk saying that Putin is more rich than him, and it's true. Like, there's no doubt. I don't like. How do you
Yeah,
measure money? You measure money by the power that it has, right? And if you have power but no money, then you got money, because money is a measurement of power. Like,
yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly. Because depends to what level you get. Because
yeah,
if you're at the basic level, you understand, you have the $5 million, you can buy these many different things. But if you have, let's say, an example, $5 trillion, you of course you can buy all the basic shit, but who cares about that? Now it's not that important. Now at that level, you can buy extra special things that cost just any given amount, but the only way to get there is either to have the connections, the power, or
yeah,
just the abilities to
yeah. In
have
the
this
end,
deal made.
yeah.
It's not the money that
No,
is the
yeah,
main valuable element. It's
no,
just that you can get this
yeah,
opportunity to have the
yeah,
transaction.
yeah, yeah. Exactly.
That's what's more valuable than the thing.
Yeah,
And
it's the
so
power.
now
It's the power.
so now it literally goes back to the power. That's literally
Yeah,
why you have the connections, which is power. You have, your force, army, whatever.
Your
It is
knowledge,
power.
your
All of
knowledge.
these things, yeah, knowledge, of
Dude,
course.
knowledge is the most fucked up thing in the world because actually the difference between all of the humans that live in the world is just knowledge.
Yeah,
That's how
yeah.
I feel, basically.
Some other things too, but
Yeah, yeah, but I'm just trying to generalize. Like, if people in Africa, for example, just Africa is so big, just say Zimbabwe. If people in Zimbabwe, all of them had the same knowledge level as people in USA, then Zimbabwe would be USA. Just very simply. They
not
would, they,
necessarily.
no, they would go get the wood, they would go build a house, they would build a system, they would be political, they would, dude, in 10 years, they would be USA.
It depends. I think it all depends. What do you value in the first place? Because some people just value living differently. That's why they don't care about the house.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
understand?
but I'm just saying, like, if they had the knowledge, they would most likely want to be more free. Anyone wants to be more free, so they would build the water systems. They would, dude, it's all about knowledge. Like, why is not USA producing microchips? Because they don't have the knowledge. The knowledge is monopolized by Taiwan. That's it. They don't have the knowledge. The knowledge is everything. Like, if you have the knowledge, you can get girls. If you have the knowledge, you can get money. So knowledge is
There
the
is knowledge
ultimate
and then
power.
there's ability. These are different things.
Uh,
Sometimes you're just not able to do something. You understand? Even if you know or if you have the knowledge, sometimes you just can't. You get it?
uh, no, I don't believe that. I think if you have the knowledge, you
Well, let's
will,
say you
you
want to
know.
buy like you want to buy stocks
Yeah,
that require insane amount of investment, and you don't have that investment. You know you
yeah,
want to buy that. You have the knowledge that that's what you should buy, but you don't have the ability to buy that.
yeah, yeah. But you have limited knowledge. If you have the real knowledge, now you know who to call, how to talk to him, get him to invest with you. Right? This is what I mean. So you're talking about like one dimension of knowledge. I'm talking about like knowledge. You know.
It depends. In some cases, you can't do that. In some cases, there's just a limit. That's it.
But if you have the knowledge, you know how to raise that limit. That's what I'm saying. Like, knowledge just changes everything.
Yeah, but sometimes people are not going to change things for you just because you know stuff.
No,
Because
but
it's just not.
you know how to make it attractive for them, so they change it. That's it.
It's not that simple, not that like primitive.
No, but
Because
this knowledge I'm
it
talking about,
depends
no
what
one
you
has it
do
this way, by the way.
and things like that.
The
Huh?
knowledge I'm talking about, no one has it. People are close to it, but no one is. Like, if you have the knowledge, you can do anything in this world. You can time travel. You can, but the knowledge is no one has it. It's just knowledge. Like, when are we gonna get there? I don't know. Maybe we never get there. But knowledge is everything. Like, everything in the world is knowledge. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
To some levels, again, I still think there are more things to it. Even look at it this way. You want to be the most amazing, I don't know, MMA fighter,
yeah,
and you have the best knowledge of how you should perform in every single situation, what's the
yep.
best move, what's to do.
And I'm
But
gonna
then you
take it
need to
another
have
level
the
up. Yeah.
but then you need to have the ability to actually do that.
I see, I see. And I can tell you, because you have all this knowledge, now you will do something to your opponent before the match or at the match. So now emotional. That's the only thing I could think of right now. You fuck him up emotionally, so he's not performing at his best. You can win it, you know, if that's the outcome. So,
Uh,
dude, you got
yeah,
the knowledge, you can do anything. But that's what I'm
not.
saying. But I
Mm,
understand, like, yeah, that guy
if you're
who's
Yeah, yeah,
genetically not
look,
as good,
if
he's
you're
not gonna be
saying,
as good. Yeah, yeah.
if you're comparing knowledge to some like godlike levels where you just know every single little bit of like micro little thing of like how to do
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
perfectly,
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
that's not that's
No, it's
not
not realistic.
realistic.
But I'm
That's why
saying that, I'm
it's,
saying this, Pavl. I'm saying, even though it's not realistic, you understand that knowledge is the actual power. Like, if you
of
got
course it
that,
is. 100% it is.
like,
Look, like even more importantly than that, what is knowledge? What is actually knowledge? It's information.
it's knowing things. Yes.
It's
Yeah,
information.
it's
It's
information.
information and
Structured,
knowledge are exactly the same kind of things actually.
structured information. Yeah.
Yeah, so either you know or you have the information, like it's kind of
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
the same.
yeah, yeah.
So look in today's world, information is value way more than anything. like
It is.
information on people,
Oof.
data gathering, all of these businesses, all these
Yep.
companies,
Yep.
it matters way more than anything that we have.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, like again, historically, blah, 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 the key moments, the key turning points are all about information. Who
Yeah.
makes which decision, whether they know the full picture or they don't.
Yeah.
And that's if you win or lose. So, yeah, of course, like you
It's
cannot
all
say like
knowledge.
knowledge is like, I don't know, not important or
No, no,
whatever.
no. It's the most
Very
important. Like
important.
literally the most important. Like I would say, like the difference between us and, for example, Elon Musk is knowledge. He knows things that we don't, and that makes him know more things and make it more efficient to know things and to learn things, new things.
Yeah, look, but
That's
again,
it.
you also need in our reality in the real world, you also need to have the ability to act on that knowledge. Because let me give you another example. Let's say a person that doesn't have a tongue, but they know how to speak. They're not able to speak, even if they know how to.
They will
They
never
need the
talk with a tongue.
ability to do
Yes.
that.
Or actually, well, yeah. Then I think about the God. Like you will get a device so you can speak. So yeah.
Well, that's not realistic. I'm saying in our reality, in this world. So you need to match both. It's one and the other.
No, it's realistic.
The
Not
knowledge
now.
plus ability to act on it.
Okay, for example, just this thing that you said about the tongue, you can literally go research and learn everything about neurons and how different thoughts activate different words, and you can connect that. That's how Stephen Hawking talked. You know, he
Yeah, I
literally.
know.
So everything is possible with
But
knowledge.
but you but you're not talking
I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because
Okay,
you're
I see.
using
Yeah.
other different thing. It's just
Okay,
you're not
no.
able to talk normally. You're using another workaround,
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
which is
okay.
great. But you
Yeah,
still
yeah.
cannot do the act of talking because are not able. That's the point.
Until you research how to fucking work with the genes. Until you research how to work with the
Again,
genes.
I was saying, let's take a real example in our real world. Look, another
Yeah.
simple thing. A
Dude,
guy,
they're reproducing hearts. They're gonna reproduce tongues very soon. You know that? Like,
yeah, it's
s-
great. I'm happy about that. The point
so it's
is, look,
knowledge.
this is a more maybe close example, but in this world, the guys that are studying how to meet a girl, and they're like, holy shit, the fucking theory, knowledge, everything,
Uh huh.
get me more fucking books, courses, all that kind of stuff. But
But
if they
that's
don't
limited
like
knowledge. Yeah.
actually act or do anything, it doesn't matter what they know. It doesn't matter what the information is stuck. If you're not able to use that, that's very important.
That's very important. And do they know this thing that you said? It's knowledge. Do they know this? I don't think they do. Like, do they
I
actually
think
understand that if they don't act on this information, like actually act, they didn't learn shit? Like, I don't think they actually understand it.
it would be, I guess, some different type of knowledge because you
Yeah.
understand it, but then you also need to realize things and actually like
That's what I'm. But
face
that's
that
knowledge.
reality.
That's knowledge, right? You understand that. Well, if I don't do this, this is not gonna happen. That's it. You know.
Yeah, to some
Yeah.
extent,
It
yeah.
is. It is. It is. Dude. It is. So that's what I'm saying. This is what I realized, and I was talking to my dad about this. It's like I'm telling him, like, it's not money that divides people. It's knowledge. I literally believe that. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
societies are not becoming more unfair because of money. They're becoming more unfair because of knowledge.
Oh, there's a huge disconnect in knowledge. I think there's this madness.
Yes.
It's insane how far,
Yes.
because like if you just get a little bit outside of like the capital,
Uh huh.
see what type
Oh
of
yeah.
lives people live, like from the madness of like the peak of like society, let's say, very competitive, all technology, some like insane AI levels that just
Oh
predict
yeah.
and count, and then you go like 100 kilometers to like the countryside
Yeah.
and see the average kind of guy that just like drinks beer and he's thinking,
So what's the
holy shit.
difference? Is the difference money? Yes, money is like the effect, but not the
The
cause.
difference is information again and
Yeah.
knowledge, and then
Yeah.
you can combine all other things, but it is really about that.
Yeah.
It's very insane because if you think about it on like an evolutionary scale,
Yeah.
like what's the information that this guy knows, it's so primitive and so stone age
He's
compared to what
basically, yeah,
people
yeah, yeah.
are
You're right. You're right. You're
on
right.
the like the first layers of
Oof.
where the
Yeah.
progress happens right now in the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
Like what kind of information people know at that level,
Uh huh.
where progress happens right now, where the information happens.
Oh, dude. Oof.
So insanely far out there. It's so future.
Yeah.
It's crazy
Yeah.
compared to this, like a bit, let's say, like countryside type
And
of things.
that's why it makes me angry when people basically, for example, like about this situation in the war. You know, dude, I know, dude, I'm nothing. Like whatever theory I come up with is probably not even close to what these thought processes of like Putin,
Yeah,
who has
look.
probably the most
Let,
knowledge
let, let,
of
let me
all of
say
country,
this.
right?
Let me say this about the war. I think for like 99% of the people, when you talk about war, they just feel insane amount of emotions,
Yeah,
and they want like
to express.
they want the support and confirmation of that
Yeah,
to have like a connection.
uh huh.
And also it
The
adds all these
dopamine, the free
like
dopamine
social
kicks.
proof, exactly, reaffirming, and like all these things, because then you feel like connected with the other person, you feel right,
Yeah,
all these other
yeah,
things. So it's very, very, very emotional.
yeah.
Not saying that there is no logical reasons to hate it or be against it or
No, yeah,
say
yeah.
like bad things in one or the other side. 100% there are, but I still feel at some like deep kind of level, every person that talks about war, doesn't matter from which side, first thing, they need emotional kind of like, this is where I am and I want you to also be here so we can like kind of like
Yeah.
be together or whatever. That's the first part that comes to every person's mind.
I'm just gonna say a
This
funny
is
thing.
this
Just
is this is this is really funny, but this is what's weird, because I just said I feel like I'm a very emotional person.
we are,
But
but to
but then
outsiders, we're not.
when these kind of things happen,
Yeah,
first thing I'm like, well, okay, let's be real. When it happened, my first thing I'm like, holy shit, it's awful. Like I feel so fucking bad. I didn't know how to feel. After like a week or some time, when I stopped reading news and all that, I kind of like processed everything. I'm like, okay, I know nothing. I understand, people are pushing this like idea or whatever. I literally know nothing. Like
nothing.
I know what's being told to me, but is that true, or
No, yeah. Oh no, no,
is it
fuck no,
fabricated
fuck
for
no.
me? So
I'm exactly
so
like you.
here's the
I feel the same.
So I'm not like, I'm not hating or I'm not resisting or rejecting anything. I just know that I don't know. That's really the
That's what
case.
I know. Yeah,
And that's why now all of a sudden I'm not the emotional person to be like, oh shit,
yeah,
like, this, that.
yeah,
Although this is a very, again, very important part, because how often do you read the news and how much of the stuff that's happening do you see? Because if you see that
yeah.
3 times a day and you see the worst things, your emotions will be always ramped up and you're always going to be in the state of
But no, 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 no. You
like,
missed something. Why is your emotions? Not because you're seeing it, dude. If I see that stuff now, it doesn't even affect me anymore. Why? Because there's this piece of knowledge in my head which says, "Oh, Adrian, you don't know what's actually happening," and just this piece of
yeah,
information
look,
fucks everything else, right?
yes, maybe, but also there are simple facts. Like if a person gets killed, that's fucking bad. And if a person gets
Yeah,
killed, that's just hanging out there for no reason, just casually doing nothing, has nothing to do with the war, and he gets killed.
yeah,
That small chunk
yeah,
is what is fucking upsetting, sad, and is horrible, and it's just
yeah. Because you're just seeing that small chunk. You're not
but
seeing
that
the whole
just
picture.
happened to this person, so
Yeah,
that's the reality of that
yeah,
person,
yeah,
and they died for no reason or whatever, and that's horrible, and that's where like that is 100% true. That's like the emotions that are
yeah,
100% true. But if you step outside and let's say like, why, what happened, are they saying like the media saying he was innocent but actually he was a spy or whatever the fuck,
oh,
and
you're
we don't
okay,
know
okay.
and we don't know and we don't know, so then if you start taking it there, then exactly like, I don't know, so I don't know how to feel or what to believe.
Yeah,
That's
and that's knowledge,
that's
right?
where it all
Because
goes.
it's
But I
like,
still look, but I still want to say the first thing. The person died, that's a fact, and that's horrible. I don't know, maybe he was a bad guy, maybe he was the worst guy, or maybe the good guy.
yeah,
But still, like the thing itself, like people shouldn't be dying on a war in this time. At least that's the like, the noble positive side that just
right.
like wants a perfect world.
Hmm.
From whatever the reason, the actual reason, the meaning, the like all of those things, wherever they are, whatever the actual story behind everything.
Yeah,
Um, I know, I don't know. That's the point.
yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you got the knowledge that you don't know, that just the fact that you know that you don't know, you're already, I think, much more ahead of everyone else, you know?
Yeah,
Because you're,
yeah.
this is what they called in our high school, like in university, they said critical thinking, but no one actually got it. And I didn't at that point. Like,
Mm,
we liked to think that we were critical thinkers, but we were not.
yeah.
I don't know where when it came.
By the way, I want to say about the critical thinking. I believe the biggest trick and secret there is to surpass this layer of emotional filters.
Yeah.
Why? Here is why. Let's say I believe in something so brutally that I'm just like blind to it.
Yep.
And now you're going to say, hey, that's actually wrong. Immediate response would be this wave of
Emotions.
emotions to be like, fuck you. Why do you say that? You're wrong. Like,
Yeah. So
so
yes, you're right. Actually,
the
I never thought
critical
about this. Yeah.
thinking, the actual critical thinking
Yeah.
is surpassing the emotional side
Yep.
and then logically processing and looking at
Yep.
things. That's actual critical thinking. So
Yep.
it's actually dealing with emotions.
Yep.
And that's insanely hard, especially if you're an emotional person.
Yes.
but
And especially if you have not done game, I would say.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that
Like,
but the
I
game
think.
teaches you to deal with emotions and
Yeah.
your own emotions
Yes.
first of all.
Yes. So I think
That's why it's one of the
actually
best things.
everything we have is from, not game, but just like wanting to get girls led us to this path of truth seeking, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Because we realize like we are emotional, so we need to control that first. And when you
yeah,
control that, you can actually, right? Like, mastering your own emotions is being critical,
yeah.
because that's the hardest thing. Like yesterday and the days before, dude, now that I think about it, I acted pretty well. I mean, I was literally thinking to call you yesterday. I didn't want to, or call my dad or anyone. I
Mhm.
didn't, because I knew me calling is just getting reaffirmation that it's okay, don't worry about it. And then,
Mm,
like, we
mm.
we cry together, all that. Like,
On that note, I think I know you, and I know that you process with difficulties by communicating and talking.
yeah,
That's one of your coping mechanisms. So when something's bad, you need to talk and
yeah,
express and just like fucking hear and talk and say shit and
yeah,
and get it out.
uh-huh,
That's what helps you release that thing. Which
yeah,
is why I want to say don't feel ashamed of that or don't like fight that back because it's
yeah,
natural thing that you do and I've seen you do it many different times
yeah,
throughout
yeah.
the
No, I
years.
do that. I did that, but I didn't want to call someone, because if I call now, I'm wasting time which I could be using to solve the problem, you know
Mm,
so that's what I
yeah.
did. Instead of like calling someone, I actually went into my ads with all the emotions. Just look, 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 look. Think. I did send messages, like, to you, to my sister, when you told me, like, oh, watch this video. I didn't say. I could have just not answered, and you would have imagined something is bad. I released my emotions. I said, no, I'm feeling like shit, bro. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is my coping mechanism. Just literally just throwing it out there. You know.
Yeah.
And then I went to the gym. I talked to the even today. I tell everyone, yeah, I'm fucking shit. This happened. This happened. I'm telling everyone. You know but it helps me you know
That's your most natural thing. I've seen you do it many different times, and that's what's so very different from me. I would not be wanting to talk to other people
Yeah.
if I need to like process and kind of live through that thing. It's
Mm,
very hard for me to talk to people because I'm just like it's just gonna bother me, and I don't want that.
mm,
I have something more important that I need to deal with right now. That's kind of how I see that.
mm,
Like it's not gonna help. It's gonna add more nonsense that I don't care about right now.
mm.
That's how
Well,
that is.
it helps me, because funny enough, many of the guys that I met, when I was telling them this, then they shared what was very similar to my experience. So there's a
Mm,
connection there now, because now they know
yeah,
what's happening in my life. And they, like, this guy who has a restaurant, he just said, yeah, fucking Georgia is trying to get closer to the EU, so they just sent us so much regulations, and the fucking corona is not gone yet. We haven't had profit for like 12 months. I'm like, oh my fucking god, this guy's life is on the fucking line, and I'm
yeah,
crying about a potential, you know,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
because he has no profit, and now he has to invest like $20,000 in like changing everything in the restaurant, like with the new rules. Now you have to clean this way. Now you have to have this device to do this. Like, I was thinking, like,
yeah,
oh my god, restaurant business is difficult. Of course.
Dude, restaurants are the worst. Is the
Every
whole the
business is the worst, bro.
most
But
horrible. No, 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 no. Restaurants are insane. That's the dude. Dealing with food is the most difficult shit ever.
yeah. Well, I can tell you
I,
farms
I,
are fucking
I
difficult.
just know
Farms.
that from many different people that I knew that I
Yeah,
had
yeah.
like it's
But that's because you know,
worst.
that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, every business has its like own fucking shitty difficulties. Like every
Yeah,
business.
I'm saying I know that every single one has, but some have more and some have
Oh yeah,
less.
well, you think restaurant has more difficulties than a fucking rocket company? No. So it's not the worst, but I get you. It's really bad. It's there's lots of shit to deal with. Like
Uh,
food's gonna get bad. Like
you need enough
cu-
inventory, you need enough marketing, you need to
yeah,
manage the tables, the
yeah,
shits. You need to be clean to pass all the regulations.
yeah, yeah.
You need to always have your ratings up and be unique,
Uh huh.
innovative.
Uh huh.
It's brutal,
Lots
and
of
then
shit.
you'll
Yeah.
never know who comes in and what kind of shit they're searching for.
Uh huh.
Is it a person that's like rating your restaurant? Is it someone like that might be like an
Yeah,
amazing
yeah.
client,
I
so you're
get
gonna
you.
serve them slightly differently because your like barista is mad at someone?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah, I
and then
get
you
you.
also need to get everything done quick, fast, perfectly, and then try managing all of that when you don't have enough food and you have a full restaurant full of people and they're saying, "Oh, I'm buying that," and it's like, "Oh, like
And
we
then you
don't
mess up
have
the
that."
food. No, I get you. It's very difficult, dude. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying like every business is almost like that. Like they're difficult in their own ways, different ways. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, they are, they are.
So again, this is my lack of knowledge. Like I imagine a future where actually I read that book, Life Point 3.0 or something.
Hmm.
Amazing book, by the way. He was saying like choose your future. Are you gonna be augmented? Are you gonna be like dead, or are you gonna be like in a new body, like a new biological body, or like uploaded to a computer? I think I like to be uploaded to a computer. I like to know everything. Doesn't everyone? Even in that fucking Indiana Jones movie, like everyone wanted that skull, so when they like got that or like opened that, then they would know everything. And then, funny enough, everyone who looked at it, they couldn't handle all the knowledge, so they all fucking evaporated. But Indiana Jones, the guy didn't look at the skull's eyes because everyone else was so hungry. No, but I actually do. Like, I want to know what the fuck happened. Like, what is history, dude? There's so many questions I have no answers to. Like, what happened to Iran? That's just my personal like. All the shit that I know about pre like historic Iran is what the fucking Greek wrote. And imagine what if you want to know about Russia, you're not gonna go look at World War II propaganda movies about Soviet Union, right?
Yeah,
That's exactly what I'm looking at from like what Iran was, Persia.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
guess fucking what? Greeks were smart. They came and burned all of the libraries in Iran. All of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And that's how they control it, right?
Mhm.
That's how every like Lithuania just fucking destroyed the fucking statue of the Soviet times.
So
You know?
interesting how they burn the library, and library is what information
Yes,
is
yes,
knowledge.
yes, and that's like two,
Look
three
it up.
thousand years ago.
Yeah,
You dude, you do that. I'm getting goosebumps, right? By the way, you do that. You literally fucking make the people of that country or that section homeless. You just did that.
yeah. And by the way,
Identity. They have
I
no
think
identity anymore.
I think someone it was either a video or something like that somewhere where people I don't know someone said like what differs today's person. Fuck, I don't remember, but it was something like the difference between like the person right now or the person like 3,000 years ago, because biologically we're the same.
Oh, we're the same. Yeah.
The only thing that it differs is that we have information that is stacked on
Yep.
top of each other
Yep.
that got us like
Uh huh.
further,
Uh
and
huh.
like with like building on top of like each other's information. That's where we got
Yep.
when they had exactly the same, but just a lot sooner in the process, like less information that their lives or like reality is built on. So the further deeper like or not in the history, but the more further in the future you go, the more information is being stacked
Yep.
on top of each other, and that's how like crazier it's gonna get.
Yeah, dude. Like right now, I'm so far behind everything. Like I don't know fucking how my phone works. I don't know how this AI thing is. Like I don't even know how Amazon ads run. Like actually. So I
Yeah,
have no idea. Like on the information level, I'm so low, and that's why I got no money. If I knew how these fucking things worked, I would have had so much money. I would have had more money than I ever needed. I just
yeah,
don't have the information, you know? Like your head
yeah.
hurts now. You have no idea what's going on. You're literally going to doctor hoping that he would give you the information of what's going on. It's all about information. You know, if we knew this stuff, dude, and I want to get to that point. I want to like upload myself so you can just download knowledge. It would be so amazing, dude. It would be so amazing. Like just to that's what Elon Musk is trying to do. Like he's saying
Well,
that
we will see, but I feel like it's a bullshit thing, to be very honest. In a bullshit thing, in the sense that reality is still here, not in the digital. You understand?
yeah,
That's what's important. You can
no
be like integrated or whatever, but just digital
augmented,
is.
augmented.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but that's kind of what it is because we're digital right now. I mean, we
We're not.
exist. No, but we're talking literally digitally.
No, no,
This
no. But that's the whole bullshit thing. It's
it's
like you want it to be so bad. You want that reality to be. You want that shit to become the reality so bad that you push it. Like, oh, look, like there's my phone. That's the version of me. That's my digital version. But it's not.
not your digital version. It's augmenting you and your abilities to be more. Do you understand? It's
Yeah,
not you. It's
yeah,
making
yeah,
you be
yeah,
more. Like the Pavl without that phone is not the same Pavl.
yeah, yeah. 100%.
That's like your mind is 10 times greater than anyone like 20 years ago. Why? Because now you can search anything. You're augmented,
Yes,
right?
hundred
This is what I'm
percent. I
saying.
agree with that. But again, but that's what I'm saying. Uh, it all comes from the base, which is real life, and
Yep.
all of these things are just the addition.
Yep.
The call, the laptop, everything else.
So what I'm
Is the
saying is
addition.
what if they put chips, like three chips in your brain or not even
Yeah,
in your brain?
that's what I said. So if
Yeah.
you can integrate with that, that's a whole nother thing.
But
But
that's augmented reality. That's what they are calling it. That's literally the definition of you getting augmented. Like you lose a hand, they put a new hand for you. You know?
well, I don't know. I think the definition for that is actually different.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be fucked about it. So,
No, you can search it, dude. That's
but I'm
augmented
gonna search
reality.
it in.
Yeah, augmented reality. Search that.
Yeah, augmented reality from it's more bullshit through your like screens and all this kind of stuff.
Um,
Not really what you're saying, where you like, you know,
did you search
integrate
it?
yourself into that thing.
No, no, no. Augmented. That in the book.
Augmented is literally just like the screen type of thing where you can see the elements in the real world through your
Let me
screen,
see.
but they are becoming virtual. That's the kind of shit.
Um, well, that's what it was saying. Like humans augmented biological augmentation. Let me see. Bio
Well,
augment.
dude, I get it. I get what you're saying. It's just a different term, but it's not the point. Look, I remember some time ago I spoke with just randomly. There was one guy that was doing like some
Uh
quizzes for the startup, and they were working on an app which does augmented reality. And I just saw these pictures, and I'm so happy that like it is so far from actually being this like very like widely usable, like mainstream usable type of
huh.
thing, which makes me happy because I kind of I'm not in a rush to get to these like virtual things and all that.
No, me neither, dude. Me neither. Okay, so it's calling it human enhancement. Human
Well,
and
yeah, that's different. That's yeah,
yeah, and then non-invasive augmentation. Um, so
non-invasive. I like that.
yeah, yeah, but that's. I mean, what
Don't
is?
have to put the microchip in the ass, you know.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Right, but so dude, I don't know. Like all of this, like when you put that microchip and then you click download, like okay, download how to. But at that point, like I feel like everything will evaporate, like in a way that
Listen, what you're saying about the download is such a fantasy that's literally so far away from what. And I'm just like I'm
dude,
not the
I don't care
scientist.
if it's far away or not. I'm just saying when that becomes a reality, then the world is truly equal, bro. Like when everyone can download the same information, I think then you will not have these protests because everyone will be the same. At that point, everyone literally is the same,
No, I don't think about that. No,
dude.
I don't think like that because I think first of all there will always be some kind of inequality. So if you have the same knowledge, you say
Okay, yeah, yeah, I understand.
there should be some other thing in terms of I don't know how fast you process that. And then also, what the fuck is down? Like, I no, that makes no sense. Listen, if you can download whatever you want, who the fuck would want you to download whatever you want? That's too much power for any average regular
That's what
person.
I'm saying. Like, imagine that world where everyone gets access to that, then we will all transcend.
Yeah.
Like,
At that point, if you logically are the
yeah,
same everywhere,
yeah,
and information-wise you're the same, you'll be still different in your emotional aspects and on your feelings and on your creative sides. And this is going to be the inequality on that part because if this side becomes equal in every single way, then the things that where you are different they will matter so much more
yeah,
because that becomes more scarce or more different or unique.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
you make every single person, every single guy and girl exactly the same height, then height, no, nothing fucking matters. It doesn't matter
No,
because
you're right.
everyone's
You're right.
the same.
No,
So
you're
now
right.
it's gonna be like, well,
Who can
what's
process it
the
faster,
like
or
eye
who
color?
can?
What's the skin color? What's the whatever
Yeah,
the fuck color? You make everyone same skin color, same eye color. Now it's gonna be your voice. Is
yeah,
it high? Is it low? Like
yeah.
it's always
No, I understand.
something that differs, and that's gonna become inflated and become the bigger.
It's gonna make it much bigger, like percentage wise. Yeah, you know, I get you, I get you. But that's this reality that I'm talking about. It's not gonna come. It's like the internet, right? It doesn't come like that, and internet is not finished. It's getting better and better and better. So that's how I think these microchips will be. Like in the beginning, you can download like audio, and then you can download like a fucking book,
Go Shardy, it's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your
right?
birthday.
Then
That's the
then
first thing I'm downloading my microchip.
yeah. So imagine like first thing.
Then it gets bugged and gets stuck there forever, and that's how I'm gonna
So
be.
like let's actually imagine this. Like first step, you get this microchip instead of like putting it on earphones and like you get calls, like the basic shit for us today. You get calls, and the signals of the call is going directly to your brain.
Yeah,
So
your
it's not.
brain is fried, and then your Kentucky Fried Chicken.
There you go. Emotional side of Pavl gaming, the podcast. All right,
No, just having fun that
me too.
because
I like
it's a
it.
funny
Yeah, you
funny
get
topic.
to you fucking virus. You send the virus in the download. Fucking
And
brain
the
overheats.
guy, yeah,
Boom.
yeah,
Dude,
and
that's
the person
actually
that walks around, they just see
yeah.
cocks everywhere.
But that's possible though. That's literally what it
Yeah,
can
it
do.
is. It is. Yeah, it
That's
is.
why we should not have invasive. There you go, argument made.
Not in the beginning, for sure. No, but
No.
that's listen.
That can
Um,
happen though. Like you can be blind because the other person made the virus. Like your fucking neurons heard the noise, so they connected in a weird way. So now you see pussies as like fruits. You're you're like chugging. She's like, ah, don't fuck. Yeah, it's crazy, fucking crazy, dude. Yeah.
yeah,
This is how the conversations always go. You get too tired to be logical, just go emotional.
yeah.
Um, but it's a valid
But
point,
these are. I think it's interesting if it's gonna get there and how it's gonna be, and
dude.
then
Don't say if it will get there. 100%. Like there's no if.
I just don't know
When?
enough. I don't know enough to be confident that it is possible to do or not. But yeah, the thing is, um, from what I know right now, like you know what Elon Musk has with the chip, it doesn't do any like insane stuff where it like you can download things or whatever.
No, yeah, no.
It's literally like a
Signal,
little. It's a little vibrator that you put inside your skull, and when it
not a
signals,
vibrator. What do you mean
it
vibrator? It's not a vibrator.
literally, dude, it's kind of like a half joke, but roughly speaking, that's a
It
vibrator.
sends
So,
electrical signals.
so it sees when your brain is like, it's literally meant to like deal with some sicknesses or things like that, and it can pick up like some part of your brain is not like like performing as it should. So it's literally like shakes it up a little bit with those signals, and now brain gets activated, and now it performs normally again. That's the whole point. There's no like
Uh,
insane integration when you're like seeing the interface in your eyes on like a command or whatever. It's
not
too
yet.
crazy, too
Not
futuristic.
yet. Yeah, yeah.
But the
But
point is, you know, you have this like piece of fat inside your skull that has electricity running through it,
yeah, yeah.
and there is a pattern of how it should be running to perform normally. And sometimes it has this micro
I
errors
see. I
when it's
understand
not
what
being
you mean. Yeah, yeah.
passing properly. So if you add an extra like, you know, brick microchip that sends the electricity when it's missing, now you have a fully running system, which is what is reality, is what we can do right now. So that's,
Right
you know,
now, yeah,
that's where we are.
yeah,
So that's awesome for, you know, the people that have like serious sicknesses. That's really like
yeah, yeah,
an
yeah.
amazing thing.
That's the first
The,
step.
the very interesting thing that kind of I guess gets me thinking is that uh, you know how we like the human's body and genetics, DNA, everything, it evolves and it moves towards what it thinks, or I don't know who thinks, for it's better for evolution to like survive and reproduce better. And so, for example, the crazy thing about condoms is that a lot of men, like, they're slowly wiring or evolving to not be able to perform when they see like a condom. Like, it just doesn't work because condom breaks you, it prevents you from having kids, it doesn't help you reproduce. It's a thing that like messes with your genetics. So there's literally like reports and studies that like it's like a new branch or whatever in evolution where, and actually it was a prediction or something like that, like 2 or 300 years from now, it's basically you will not be able to have sex with a condom on, because like you will just not be able to work with it. Like you get the condom in your hands or your brain, like your eyes see it, everything shuts down. Like you cannot work with that. So what I'm thinking is, and this is just one thing. Another thing is, you know,
I
like
think I understood it, but you explained it like weirdly.
I might have, but
Because
yeah,
I think,
fine.
okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you don't understand like actually how evolution works.
I might not,
Many
but
people
let me.
don't. Many people don't. Most people don't. By the way, this
No,
is
no,
like
no,
the
no.
very
It's okay if I don't. My point
Mhm.
was that's one of the things. It's like we evolve and things change. That's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
one of the things.
We
Another thing,
don't. Humans
another
do.
thing. Oh, yeah, yeah. On a shorter time scale, like in real life, let's say if you know if you stop using your hand, your it will atrophy. Like
That's
it will not
adapt.
work.
You adapt. That's not
Yeah,
evolve.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different thing. Yeah, yeah, that's a different thing, but that's another key factor. So here's the point: if you put that thing into your brain, that now sends signals for you, or I don't know how it works, but it's just a theory, you know. So now it sends signals for you. Isn't it possible that like in the long run, your brain will be like, oh shit, I don't need to do anything anymore because the chip now,
Yeah.
you know, sends the and runs electricity.
Uh huh.
So now the brain is like, oh fuck it, I can chill, which will make it weaker and you'll be more dependent
Oh yeah.
on this external thing to run
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
more
Everything you're
electricity
saying,
through your
yes,
brain.
100%. Yeah. No, I was literally
Which,
thinking like people who
so
hate
then,
running, people
but
who
let me
hate
ask you
like
this now.
training.
So based on these things, do you think it's a good thing in the end or a bad thing in the end?
Depends how you use
Because
it.
no, but you install a thing in your brain, you get the benefits, you can download shit, blah blah. But when you know you walk with that thing in your head for 40 years, let's say you get it installed at 10, that's when it's allowed or whatever. Now you're 50, and now at this point your brain by itself is not capable of anything at all. It's basically, you know, it used to be like the CPU, the actual thinking processor, but now it's just the hard drive. that just like is there, and through that thing everything is running based on the microchip. So
Yeah.
now you don't have a brain, but you have a cool microchip that you can upgrade that does everything for you. Is that better or worse?
I don't know. I can tell you from humanity's perspective, what your grandparents could do, you cannot do anymore. You don't have the
Yeah,
knowledge,
I
you don't
know.
have the skills, and that's what
Yeah, I
happens
know.
all the time.
Listen,
So
you're 100% right, and that's exactly true, and that's exactly the point of like these different ages and different again like what has been happening with people a long time ago. And a good example of that would be
but we never
just
lost the ability, though. That's Let me make a difference there. We didn't evolve. We just don't know how to do
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, this is not the involution part. This is not
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
But like let's say 100, 200 years ago, well, people who were educated,
yeah,
they could memorize like poems and like insane kind of stuff. They could write like crazy letters to their like friends and all
yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah. Right.
We
We can't do that.
can't do that.
No,
So our brains are
no, no, no. Don't
weaker.
say can't. We don't do that. We can do that. We have the ability, but we don't do it.
Yeah,
We have the
yeah.
same brain. That's the whole point. As that
Well,
guy,
yeah, yeah.
but we don't
Okay,
do
so
that.
okay, yeah, but that's one thing. That's brain, but this is more like a tool. So the microchip is a tool. So then the case here would be,
Yeah.
I don't know, some crazy thing where, uh, I don't know how many thousands of years ago, but let's say you can break coconuts with your arms, and you get trained to do that
Yeah.
since
Yeah.
you're 5 until whatever.
Uh
Your
huh.
arms are strong. You have like crazy fingers. You
Yeah.
know, like
Yeah.
that's how you are.
Yeah.
Then a new generation gets up and they're like, "Fuck that! I'm gonna use the stone to do that." So now you use a tool. So now you
Mm,
maybe do it more efficiently, but now your hands are weaker than your ancestors. You cannot break it with your arms,
your
but now
hands are
you
weaker
have the
not because of
stone.
your genes. Your hands are weaker because you don't use them. There's a big
Yeah,
difference.
yeah. Look, I'm not talking
Yeah.
about the genetics. I'm again saying that this changes things in the
Yes.
short term
Yes.
for one generation, but after many generations, you
Okay.
will become weaker,
No. No.
don't
No.
you? You
Again,
don't.
no. 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 You don't. That's why I'm saying you don't understand evolution like fully, because
Okay.
evolution is only about genes. Okay. It's not about abilities. Abilities can change. This is the question of, oh, is a strong guy's child gonna be stronger than a weak guy's child? No.
But don't abilities are based on genetics?
Yes, but there's a big
So
but.
it
Look,
can be
look.
slightly
The
better
only
or worse.
Let me tell you. Look. The only way this could lead to an evolution. Look, I'm gonna tell you what you said can be true, but it doesn't need to be true. Okay, those things are not
Yeah,
exclusive, right?
yeah.
So when that guy, his brain works, and he cracks the coconut with a thing, right?
Hmm.
First of all, something probably happened when he was born, so he is genetically different than his father, and
Hmm.
that was from like the sperms had a mutation, right? So his brain
Hmm.
like has an extra connection to make like, oh, why don't we do this? So that guy, if that genetic mutation makes it more likely for him to survive and reproduce, then that's evolution. Okay, do you understand?
Okay.
This is the whole difference. So for example, so this example, this guy is smarter, he makes the tools, and that because of the tool he can crack more coconuts. Okay, but if he still has the genes of his dad's arms, he can still crack coconuts if he trains, so he doesn't
Yeah,
lose the ability.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, but his sons are gonna most likely be as smart as him, and they're also gonna have the ability to work with their
Okay.
arms, and their sons. But if the genetic mutation happens so that this guy's nutrition goes mostly towards his brain and less towards his arms, now that matters, right?
Okay.
Now his children will also be weaker in arms, but it doesn't have
Okay.
to. So for
Okay.
another example, skin color, right?
Hmm.
Like some people say, I used to think like, oh, if I go to Sweden and live in Sweden for like thousands of years, my children are going to be white. That's not true. That
Mm.
doesn't work like that. If you go move to Africa, your children are not going to be black even if you live there for thousands of years,
Okay.
because that's not how evolution works. It would work that way if you're at a disadvantage. And for example, you have 100, you have two childs, and they have like 10 childs, and they have like 10. So throughout this population of your children and their children's, right? There's a black guy because he had like there's a black version of you because he had a mutation where he got more melanin, right? So now if your other children die because of like skin cancer and that one survives, now evolution happened. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do, but this feels very like who is analyzing all of this and making the decision?
There's no
What's
decision.
the, what's
The,
what's the right step to evolve? Do you
no,
understand?
there's no decision. The only decision is like who gets to reproduce. That's the only decision. Okay, so there's natural evolution, and there's selective evolution. Okay, there are two different things. Okay, so natural is what I said about the skin color. If I move to Sweden and I actually without vitamins, so that's the thing. Vitamin is a big game changer now because if I would move to Sweden, I would probably get more sick than Swedish people would. Why? Because they have whiter skin. When the sun is available, they get more vitamin D. Do you understand?
Hmm.
So, without, that's the point, without today's technology, I would be at a disadvantage living in Sweden. Do you understand?
Okay.
Which would make me less likely to live
Means
longer.
which means you will be evolving to become more white.
I won't, no, no, I won't evolve
But
anything.
you just said you're at the disadvantage of evolving, which
Yes,
will
no, no, no,
reproducing,
no, no, no,
reproducing.
no. Yes, yes, reproducing. So if I die before I can reproduce, now evolution happened because I died and I couldn't. Okay,
So
but
so
I
where does
didn't
it
evolve. I didn't
where does it
evolve.
happen then? But when does it where does it happen?
What do you mean? When does it happen?
If you did not reproduce and you're dead,
Yeah, but I
you're
didn't evolve, right?
yeah, yeah, hold on a
Yeah.
second.
Uh huh.
You did not reproduce,
Uh huh. And
so
I'm dead.
beta,
Yeah.
and dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You said then evolution happens.
Yes. Because my
Where
genes,
what evolves? What evolves?
nothing evolves. The
What?
evolution happened because some genes were eliminated. That's what it means. You
Okay,
understand?
okay, but then okay,
Nothing
I
evolved.
understood.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then how? Okay, so then that's not evolving. You're just like your genes are off the game. That's it.
Exactly, but that's evolution. So imagine now, for example, this was an extreme case. That's when I was at this. But
Okay,
what if I'm
understood.
not as a disadvantage? I got vitamins. Now nothing evolution is happening. My children are having children. They're having children. Nothing happened. So the whole point of this is which mutations have an actual impact on life and which don't. Do
So
you
I don't
understand?
know about that. I get it, but here's
Yeah.
what I do know, and I
Hmm.
think I read it in a book like 7 years ago. So this information is very accurate. Um, from what I remember,
Uh
is specifically the matches of DNA. You know, like when
huh.
a child is being born,
Yeah.
like which kind of genes he's actually getting. It could be his like grandpa's, his
Or some
dad's,
part of it and some part of
like
that and some part of
exactly.
this.
Like
Yeah.
it
Uh huh.
literally just picks tiny little
Yep.
different things
Uh huh.
from
Uh huh.
whatever it is there.
Gene pool, the gene pool.
Exactly. And so there are
Hmm.
these genes that are, let's say, very active on almost like every
Yep.
single birth.
Uh huh.
Some are like very passive. They're skipping
Hmm.
like five people and like eventually
Hmm.
getting other. So there's all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And this is what I understood as a part of evolution
Hmm.
is which ones of these like genetics specifically
Gotcha. Hmm.
are not getting into the pool and they're eventually like dying off, and which ones are
Hmm.
staying there and mixing with the new ones and
Yep.
becoming better. So that's one of those things where, you know, it was something like
No,
if
you're
in
right. This everything you
you
said is
live
100%
if
right.
you live in if you live in this like country
Uh huh.
where getting, surviving and reproducing
Depends on.
depends on, yeah, having like super long legs,
Uh huh.
then like after a really long time, the only people that will be there, they'll have really long legs,
Yes. No, I
because
agree.
that's what like helps them, and
Yep.
that's how they are, and that's how
Yeah.
it is with animals, different like
Yeah.
tribes, and then, like it's
Yeah.
everywhere like
Yeah. 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 No, you're right. You're right. Hmm.
so it does change, and it can like like your legs can the legs of your like future
Yes.
children
Now,
can become
now
like
we're
longer,
okay. Yeah.
if this thing happens. So now here's
Yeah.
the point,
No, you're
right?
right. Yeah, you're right.
Now everyone's beta as fuck. Now we got the microchips. No
Uh
one's
huh.
getting laid,
Uh huh.
and everyone's got the full information.
Uh huh.
So now, let's say this microchip somehow, right?
Uh huh.
It helps you survive because
Yep.
I don't know how it would, because if everyone has the same information, then it's equal and doesn't have
No,
that
but you
unique
said it. You
point.
said it. There will be other things now because, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm trying to base it exactly off the microchip.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, if okay, just a whatever comparison scenario theory.
Yeah.
Uh, if your brain tries to work proactively with the
Mm-hmm.
microchip
Mm-hmm.
inside,
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing works worse, and your information runs slower, and maybe you can't download the full information
Yep.
immediately when you need
You're
it.
not
So
compatible.
you're running
Yeah. Yeah.
you're running slower than your competitors.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
If your competitors are running way faster because they can just relax and not make their brain work, it's just fully passive, just like laying there doing
Yep.
nothing. And because microchip is feeding it with information and that lazy brain is receiving it faster,
Yep.
then that would mean that lazy, not active brain, and okay, and one more thing, and these lazy people, lazy brains, because they get more information, they get the advantage, so they, let's say, reproduce more
Yep.
often, or
Yep.
they
Yep.
survive
Yep.
better
Yep.
because
Yep.
everything
Yep.
is running better.
Yep. Yep.
Then that would mean that
Evolution is happening. Yep.
these genetics in the
Will be.
long run
Yep. Yep.
will become more popular
Yes.
because
Yes. Yes. Dude,
these
100%.
kinds of lazy brains are like
Yep. Eliminated.
the new evolving thing. So
Yep.
then the crazy part happens, because this is
No,
another
now we're
whole
on the same
thing.
page. Now we're talking the same language. I don't know if you you were talking like this, but now you're 100% on the point, like with the
Yeah,
evolution stuff.
I just read a book on genetics real quick in the last 3 minutes as we were talking, so we're now on the same page.
No, no, but the way you said it, like if you, because I think you maybe didn't understand because you said like if you crack coconuts with a tool now evolution happens. Now you have weaker arms. That doesn't connect, right?
You
I don't know
have
if you
weaker
meant
arms.
what you said now.
I
Hmm.
said you have weaker arms in the short term, like in the short run,
Uh huh.
because so it's just common sense. You understand?
Yeah.
Because you don't do it with your
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
arms,
I
you
get
do
that.
it with the
Yeah. Yeah.
tool.
Yeah. Yeah. You lose the
That's
ability.
that's what makes the arms weaker.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get
That's the
that.
point. But if that becomes more efficient, then everyone else is gonna do that.
Yep.
And if everyone else is gonna do that, then now it's a decline in how strong your arms are. It just goes weaker and weaker because it's
No.
more efficient.
No.
That's what I meant. Let's say roughly, if it helps you again survive and reproduce and like be,
Exactly. That, don't miss that. Don't
that's,
miss that. That's the
yeah,
important.
yeah.
If
But
it helps. Mhm.
but it's always kind of there. It's kind of, taking it for granted, because that's the most important part. That's why we're saying it's just a variable that can be, you change that, and now it's a
Uh-huh.
different path. So anyway, this whole thing, right? So the funny thing, or not funny, but just like a theory. So if the lazy brain with the microchip works better, and then it keeps evolving for like whoever, who knows how long.
No, no, this can go very
Uh,
fast too. Like what you're saying, if there's that big of a difference, then because those guys who are lazier and they work better with the microchip, now they have more resources. They with those resources they will buy land. They will
yeah, yeah.
subjugate the nuts, the stupid people. And what happens then? Then they have a bunch of children. They will put them everywhere, and basically they're not going to get, like the lazy brains are probably not going to get fully eliminated. That's the point.
Mhm.
Because there's no, if there's a genetical disadvantage they will get fully eliminated, okay? But if there's no like that disadvantage, they will still live, but they will be like small population, like always. They will always be there. Do you get me?
Anyway, I get it, but my point was this:
Uh-huh.
that you can evolve the entire human race to be like that,
Uh-huh.
but
Won't
this is
stop.
a factor. But this is a factor that is like a human made. It's just a microchip that's based on electricity. Understand?
Yep.
So if then a huge disaster happens where we cannot have the internet
Yeah.
anymore,
Then the
and now
lazy
we're back
guys
to the
will,
Stone Age,
yeah,
and then the only ones that like got here is
Yep.
our lazy brains that are not able to like do things on their own.
Yep.
Now it's like back to being, you understand, like
Yeah. No, 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 I
I'm
get
just
that.
saying, like considering how weak the human would be
Yeah.
if the brain is lazy by default,
And
it's
you know
trained
what
to be
happens now?
lazy.
You know what happens now? Now those guys who survived with the fucking shitty brains that didn't work with the microchip, now they're gonna reproduce. There you go,
Exactly.
evolution.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah,
just,
exactly. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Literally exactly that.
yeah,
And so, by the way, Tyler was literally talking about this thing,
mhm,
how people who like the type of personality and like how their structure, how their mind is structured,
yeah,
like hundreds or thousands of years ago, they
mhm,
would be like crushing it. In today's world, they are destroyed because like they suck the most because they're the ones that are easily
yeah,
like
yeah,
addicted to
th-
cheap stimulations
yeah,
like alcohol and things like that.
yeah, yeah. I
These
never heard this,
patterns,
but it sounds very funny because it's true, 100%. Like it has to be true.
yeah, it's like
Yeah,
these type of patterns would be like amazingly incredible
yeah,
for like again
yeah.
back in the days, but in today's world it's not that. It's very very different
Dude,
set of
I just thought
quality.
of the extreme. Let me just say this. I just thought of the most extreme thing of a fucking pedophile. Okay,
Mhm,
just think about it. Like this could be a good gene just from the fact that these motherfuckers go get like weak children and they impregnate them
mhm.
and they spread their genes. I'm just talking
Yeah,
about from an evolutionary standpoint. That was probably a good gene to have back then.
yeah, yeah,
So that's why they exist. You know,
yeah.
right? This is a fucking shitty example, but what you said, it just made me think of
Yeah,
the
but
most extreme thing.
genetics don't care. That's the whole point.
Yeah,
There is no morality there or
no,
anything
there's just
else.
it's
It's
just
more
about
about
who can
can
reproduce.
you reproduce and can you survive. And
Yep.
even if you do it in the most unethical or shitty
No, yeah,
ways,
you're right.
it doesn't care.
It doesn't
So
care.
yeah, that's the most fucked up
And
thing.
this is, I think, that's why the reality is so sour around us in every sense because the base is this. If the base is this, how can
Yeah,
you make everything beautiful? You
yeah,
know, this is the
yeah,
fucking base of it. Like, yeah, it's fucked up, dude. It's fucked up. I think this is, and there's danger with this because if you understand it, but you don't fully understand it, now you become what people say like Nazi Germany. Now you're trying to like make the best genes reproduce and not the not so best genes. You don't want them to reproduce, so you want to kill them, like the Jews and the Slavs.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like, I understand this process, but I'm not going to be the judge of what's better. The judge is nature, right?
Yeah, and then there are these different things.
Mm,
That's exact that no no, but that's
yeah.
exactly why
But actually, it's
you
not nature. Actually, I was thinking, no, the judge, you can be the judge, which is fucked
you
up.
but you
Yeah.
cannot though, because here's the point. This scientist you mentioned before,
Scientist?
that used to talk through the machine.
Yeah, it's Stephen
Um,
Hawking's, yeah.
yeah, 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 exactly. So not if you just look at it from your logical human perspective, you look at this guy, it's like he's not very like has a crazy disease, like he's not very strong,
Yeah.
all of that. So you would think
By the way, did he
that's not
reproduce? Does he have a sons or something?
yeah, maybe he did. I know
Maybe.
that at some at like at up until a certain point he was like
Children.
actually a very healthy
Oh, he
human
does.
being.
He does. He has three. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Up until a certain point he was completely healthy, but
Yeah, he did
then
reproduce.
yeah. So like yeah, that's that thing. But there are different people that are maybe blind or they have some problems,
Yeah.
but they can create amazing things or they
Yeah.
can be super innovative or things
Uh
like
huh.
that.
Hmm.
That's where you can't just base everything on your like small thinking and logic because you don't know everything and what's possible.
We don't know anything, bro.
You just think you know what's possible and you think you know everything, so you base everything on that, but
In
you
your.
out extremely important things, and that's what leads to innovation, progress, and actual,
Hmm.
like that's what really like changes the human race and things like that. That's
Yeah.
why I think humans cannot filter or sort or just make a decision. This is better for us or this is worse for us. By the way, on the side note, this is really crazy, but a lot of people that have this what's it called, the Down syndrome or like things like that, uh, there's actually like insane amount of theories and different ideas and things that go there. Like this is the next evolution of a human being, or like this is it moves there.
uh
But
no.
and the way people say it, blah blah blah. But uh, we don't really understand them. But sometimes, like they are literally living like in a completely like different world, but they really can do absolutely like insane things that we just can't understand. And if you, I don't know if you have seen some videos, but people that worked with them, like like taking care of these people and
Yeah,
things like that.
what you said, I never thought about this, but they don't fit in our society. But like 100%, they must have things that they do better than us. I mean, 100%.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
what
just
that is.
I just remember one thing where it was a woman that was taking care of different like guys that have that, and they were like playing, running through like the hallway or something like that, and she was chasing this guy, and he was running, and then he suddenly stopped, looked like into the side, and just very slowly just like picked a fly out of the air like this. And he like looked at it, and then let it go. And she was like,
What the
she
fuck?
like couldn't believe, because for us to catch a fly,
Oh, it's
you have
impossible.
to be like sharp, you have to like
Dude, it's
slam it.
impossible. It's impossible.
And he just like very slowly like looked at it and just like picked it like this, like from there, like it was on a shelf, you understand? So there are these things where they are doing something absolutely like insane, and we don't understand that.
No, we don't.
And then for us it's like, oh, whatever, the blah
Like
blah,
what you said,
because
I just made it into like a thing in my head, and it's like he's seeing the projection of the fly's flight like in such slow motion, and he's like, oh well, he's gonna be here within like half a second, so I have to like start moving my hand with this speed, and then
yeah,
like,
yeah,
and that was like in a half a second of thought, and we would never
yeah,
be able to do that anyways,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. So that's one thing, but then there is another thing. There are people that they can hear sounds. Do you know that?
There are,
That's
you just said there are people that can hear sounds, you know that? That's literally what you said.
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear sounds.
No. Do you
Now you
know that
understand.
there are people?
Who can hear sounds?
Do you know that there are people who can do that?
Who can hear sounds? I hear sounds.
Wait, what the fuck did they say? They can
Exactly.
they can see sounds. They can
Okay,
see.
that's different. Yeah, that's fucking.
They literally have like
Actually, that makes sense because sound. No, wait, no, it doesn't make sense.
it was really crazy because it's kind of almost like a common thing, which is absolutely shocking. It's not common, but there's like, I don't know, thousands of people right now on this planet that can see every single sound. And it's really crazy because one guy made a like a present, like it's a visualized video like on YouTube, like a 3D generated. He was literally saying, like, like you wake up, the alarm goes off, and you can see like it makes these different like things are popping out of the air basically, and he can see that. He turns it off, it goes away.
Huh.
He makes like this thing with his fingers, and he can see the things appear in the air, which is so nuts. Is like, yeah, and like some
Okay.
people can't do that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, I get that. The only thing I didn't understand because sound waves, even though they're called waves, they're not actual waves. It's just molecules moving. That's why in vacuum you don't have sound. So, which is why you cannot see sound because we can see waves.
Yeah,
But then again, when molecules collide, they probably make some little light, which we don't see. So that could be the reason they see. So they're not seeing sound, but they're seeing the effects of sound. So
yeah,
that makes
yeah, yeah,
sense,
yeah,
which is
yeah,
which
yeah,
is
exactly,
fucking
of course.
crazy. Which is crazy, dude. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
So and
So
I can even say like children can hear sounds that we cannot hear, and this is just known fact.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
as we get older, we hear only higher noises.
yeah. So here's the point. There are many different things how genetics
Genetics,
are
yeah.
playing and tricking and seeing if it's better for reproduction
Reproduction,
and
yeah.
survival, or is it not? And
And
it's
it
not
could
a,
both
it's
be good
not
or bad, just depends on the environment.
yeah, it's exactly. It's not about us deciding what's good or not because we don't know. And here's the next crazy part is that yeah, I don't know how things work and how it is, but how can we know what's going to be really good for us, let's say 20 years from now? And then how we're going to know what's going to be good for us 100 years from now? Because just like with the, like the guy that struggles right now and has a really difficult life, 300 years ago, he would be amazingly living a perfect life. He would just on top of everything because he's
What
just
kind of
built that.
guy would that be? Like
So,
a
so so give me let me say one more thing. This is I think this is crazy because if you kind of look at it, there are different like types of people, personalities, and like mindsets and all that. And there is a wave historically through like years. It shifts one way,
mhm,
and these people are
thriving.
living an easier life, and then it shifts the other way, and these people are living an easier life. And in the between, this is where a lot of genetics are dying.
Yep.
And
Yep.
every shift of this wave from left to right,
Uh
from
huh.
right to left,
Uh huh.
that's what forces everyone to evolve and be more adaptable and be better and better
So
and
now we go to the same problem. Now I understand. You understand evolution, but everyone to evolve, you mean the gene pool to change, right? Because
yeah.
no one is evolving. No one can evolve, right?
I'm saying humanity
Humanity. Yeah.
in the long run,
Uh huh.
throughout like thousands of years. That's
Yeah.
what I mean,
Yeah.
not the person that's going to evolve. I'm saying
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
humanity.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
cannot
Yeah.
change your genetics if you're alive, at
Not right
least.
now, but
Yeah,
that will.
exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe.
Yeah. They will be able to change that. I'm 100% sure. Like there are stem cells that can turn into anything, and if you can change the DNA in those stem cells, then you change you basically. So you can have a stem cell of your body, but you change it, and then you put it.
Would you change your genetics?
Mm, yes, I just went to the extreme and I said yes because in current situation there's yes or no, but then if you go to the extreme, yes. What if your current Pavl is not able to reproduce? Your only way out is to
Yeah. But
then
if
yes.
you remove the what if you remove the what if of extremes that are like very problematic, would you would if like then would you do it or not, without the extremes?
But the extreme gives the
There,
answer. If the
I
extreme
think
is yes, why
yeah,
wouldn't
yeah,
you?
yeah.
Right?
But I'm saying just because it's like a simple way to find the answer. I just want to see if
Right
you can
now,
find the other way to figure out the answer.
right now, no, because I would like to think that I'm enough. Does that make sense? I
Yeah,
would
but
like
it's
to
more
prove to
like a
my
human thing,
ego,
whatever, blah blah. I think it's a very like moral type of answer and all of that. I
yeah.
think, but okay. Anyway, here's what I wanted you to say. Um, yes to change,
Uh-huh.
just because if you compare two, the one that can change and the one that can't, the one that can will always win. Do you understand?
What?
If you take two people, the one can change their genetics and the one
Adapt
that
or
cannot
change? Actually, like change.
change change genetics.
Yeah, because they're more adaptable. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, like
If they
you
change, they can
understand.
adapt to more situations as
Be,
they
be,
change.
because that means if the one that can change,
Yeah.
they can make their genetics exactly the same as this person's, and now they're equal.
No.
And
Yeah.
from there, they can make it better,
Uh
and
huh.
now they're better.
Yeah.
That's
No.
the point. So
That's the
if you have
extreme.
the
Yeah.
ability to change, that
Mhm.
means you can, like, the change is good if it leads to progress. So if you make the good change, that helps you. So overall, changing is good. And then from the moral perspective, of course, I would say no because like it's kind of fucking weird. Why?
If you say yes to that, you have to accept that your girlfriend needs the lip surgery.
No,
Oh no, the moral.
that's Oh fuck! But that's the yeah, that's the moral, whatever,
But that's the ego.
comfortable.
Actually, but that's the ego though.
Yeah, it is 100%.
It is so much the ego because as soon as she changes, you feel like you couldn't get it without the change. Because or how could I say it? Like for me, if my girlfriend is beautiful because of her like surgeries, now I feel bad because I feel like I couldn't get someone who is naturally good. So it's about me. It's not about her.
Okay. Well, but what if she's like already very
Oh,
beautiful, but she's
okay. So
still.
that's your case, right? I just talked about my case. Like if I want to get a girlfriend and I find out
Yeah,
that
yeah,
she has surgery,
but let's say just generally speaking, you get a girlfriend, she's very beautiful. You're like everything's great. Your ego is there. You're like, you can feel good about yourself. But then she's like, no, I want to do this thing. And then what?
yeah, that's your case. I don't know what. I don't fucking know. Like because now if she changes and you already had her, she was already beautiful, right?
I'll tell you this thing. I think
I don't
it's
know.
about getting it. I think it's about like getting what you want or believing in like what is right, which is an ego thing, to be very honest. Because in the end, like what is believing that it is right? It's you and it's your ego that believes that's the thing, or that's right, or that's
So
wrong.
the thing is, you already know that I already stand with you in this like thing. We already talked about this. You already know that I would do the exact same. No, she
Yeah,
shouldn't.
I know you are gonna do the lip surgery. I know
No,
you
no,
are.
no. Wait, what? No. What? I actually told you a long time ago that I don't want my beautiful girlfriend to get a surgery.
Dude,
Like,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
yeah.
Uh,
But, why is that now? Because she's already beautiful. So now you're preventing her into going into a black hole of changes, and I think that's good.
yeah, yeah.
That's how I logicalize it, like logic it, because now you see that she has a problem inside of herself that she needs to solve, and money and surgery is not going to solve that because you already accepted her.
Yep.
Okay, but now comes a twist because now she's getting older
Hmm.
and you need to accept her as who she is and her
Hmm.
wrinkles,
Hmm.
and that's hard now.
And
Now I can't say
your
yeah.
male genetics that will
Oh
always look
yeah.
at younger girls and
Oh
be
yeah.
like, holy shit, the tight skin and everything else.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
will also see that.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why she will want to do those things.
Yeah.
So you can look like that at her. And by the way,
This
yes,
is
she does
so
it for
hard.
herself. Yes, she does it for herself, but also she does it for you because
She does it
you
for
will
you.
love her more,
Yep.
and that's what brings you together. But you're gonna say, no, that's not moral. I am fucking no, 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 don't do
No,
that.
no, but now we put another variable, which is now she's getting older,
Yeah,
right? And that would be in like 5 or 10 years for you, for example.
discussing my case.
Yeah, or any like your case is this general case of every guy who's in a relationship with a beautiful girl, right? Like now the thing is, if you accept that, okay, she's gonna be more beautiful, you're gonna see that, but now you know it's fake, so that's already one hit. So now you're thinking, what if she was actually young? You know, what if she was
No, but that's not real. What if I was Eminem? Then like, what the
No,
fuck?
no, 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 no. That's not what I mean. What if she was actually young? It means actually, what if my sex partner was actually young? That's what I mean. Not if she, like my person who I'm in a relationship with. So that's the first
Yeah.
thing. Then you're thinking, then you're thinking, okay, I'm good, doing a good thing. I want to love this person, and it's okay that she changes so that my biological fucking shitty needs are met, so I can love this person. So that's the good part, right? But you're
Yeah.
also sacrificing something at the back of your head, kind of,
What are you
because
sacrificing?
you're sacrificing being with younger girls because you know that this is fake. The looks are
Well,
fake. The
you're
looks
not
are fake.
you're not sacrificing that because if you want to be with younger girls, you can be with them. Doesn't matter if your wife or girlfriend makes the surgery or doesn't make the surgery. You can still be with them.
Not at the same
These
time.
two things don't connect.
Not at the same
It doesn't
time.
matter. No, it doesn't matter. These two things don't connect. You can be or you cannot be. Doesn't matter if there
No,
is
but
or there is no
aren't we
surgery.
talking about like a relationship where you're both not cheating?
Yeah, but If we're talking about a relationship where you're both not cheating, then there is no thought or discussion where, oh, other younger girls and other younger partners. That's out. You understand? That's by default out. It doesn't matter if there is surgery, there is no surgery.
No,
Like
but
these two.
when you're making that decision, it's not out. That's what I'm saying. Like when you're making that decision, then this is what you're sacrificing.
Okay, but when are you making the decision?
When she asks you, should I have a surgery? That's
No, you're
yes.
making that decision when you get into a relationship. That's when you're making the decision. Not when at some point she's actually saying, "Oh, I'm gonna make the surgery," because now you're already in the relationship for many different years, and now things changing. Like you cannot, like bail out because shit gets hard. You know, realistically
Well, you
speaking, if
can.
you're
Realistically
no,
speaking, you can.
well, if you're gonna cheat and just be so like,
No,
yeah,
not
fuck it,
cheat.
I'm gonna
No,
cheat, then
you're gonna
what?
cut the relationship.
Pff, well then, well then, you're a completely free person and you can do whatever the fuck you want. That doesn't even like raise any questions then.
No, but if you would be making the decision, okay, should I have my girlfriend more beautiful? Then you're sacrificing, or not sacrificing. You're putting your emotions of being with younger girls somewhere. Like you're putting it away in a dark place.
Look, I
That's what I'm
I'll just
saying.
say this: if you have the emotion of being with younger girls, you probably should not get into a relationship. Like realistically,
What if
that's
you will
just
get a relationship with a young girl? What the fuck?
no. But
She's not always gonna be young. I understand that.
yeah, but then you like what is young for you? Then you determine like after this certain age that's no longer young, and then you just always like every 3, 4, 5 years you just change the girl to become a new girl, and that's it. You're solved. You'll always have new girls just the way you want
Or you have,
for
or you
a couple
have
of years,
polygamy like Will Smith.
and then you're gonna get slapped in the, slapped.
No, you don't get slapped. You slap. So yeah, so this is a discussion that I'm having, and I don't know what the fuck is the answer. I I'm not found
Listen,
that girl. So
very recently, I am just I'm just saying to myself in every single aspect that I don't know anything, and it just freaks me out
yeah,
because I thought I'm like, oh, like I know I
yeah,
kind of like
no,
figure things out, blah blah, and I'm just like I'm literally just looking ahead, forward, just
yeah.
and I'm like, I don't know, 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 I don't know. Like, look, dude, what the fuck is gonna happen in just 3 years from now,
Oh,
5 years from now? Listen, 2 years from now, USA is electing a new president, and in approximately half a year from now, the US and parts of Europe are expecting a huge fucking famine, lack of food, and all this. Like it's coming, like
oh shit. Yeah, you're right.
literally
Should
there
we
is
like, dude? I should probably go and fucking buy a lot of Grechka and Kasha and put it away somewhere. Actually,
already there, already fucking stocked, motherfucker.
oh shit,
You
you're the
understand?
guy. I'm gonna attack your house. I'm gonna tell them go get him.
You don't know where I live. I'm in a different country. I moved to Florida. I'm in Florida now.
Yeah.
So
Actually, I need to
look,
do that. Fucking good that you reminded me. Not gonna put this
so
video out now.
so we have what 60 or 90 days
Yeah.
the cycle for food, like it's being produced and then it exists there for 60 or 90 days. So after that, if we don't produce more, we're fucked. That's really how crazy it is. Yeah, there's lots of videos on this statistics and all that kind of stuff. So listen, this thing is coming, and there is a lot of warnings, and
Dude, I'm
it's
gonna say at
it's
least I'm gonna
supposed.
have more skinny chicks. I'm happy.
If you can survive, then like that's good news. But yeah, but that's just one thing. The other
Yeah.
thing is again, it's like,
Dude,
listen,
maybe
I
that
don't
was
know.
Putin's plan all the way. All these fat LGBTs are gonna get slim.
Yeah, I don't know. But the crazy thing is, like Joe Biden some weeks ago literally openly said that
Yeah, yeah, I
famine
remember.
is
You
coming,
sent it
like
to
the
me
shortage
actually.
of food is coming, like all these things. So that comes only 6 months from now. What will be after those 6 months? What's gonna be with the war? What's gonna be with like every other like single spot in the world?
Yeah.
After there are these major crazy changes with the food, like when there's like real shit happens, like when it forces people to like move and actually start surviving, and like really difficult shit happens. That's where things get not pretty. That's where there's nothing you can just predict or really know. And I'm just looking at all these things and I'm like, holy crap, I just don't know. Like, what's actually a good place to be in? How to be in? Like, where is that?
You won't
I don't
know.
know.
You
You
won't
know
know.
what's even crazier? That place that you might think is good for you
It might not be good.
is gonna
That's
be
what I
really
said.
shitty.
Yeah,
It's
that's what
gonna
I
be
just
very
said.
shitty,
That's what
like
I just said.
1 year from
Yep.
then.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
you go
Yep.
to Ukraine, Ukraine was raising like they had insane amounts of like farms and like it was
Uh
produced
huh.
no problems with food there. Never.
Yep.
But war comes, dude, you're dead. You're that guy that was walking casually and
Hmm.
you're dead. So you were thinking you're gonna play it smart by looking ahead, but you made a mistake. And this is the insane part because like, you try to think and figure out, but you don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
The same thing, you sent me that Gen Z video. Look, I'm looking around and all these things like just the way our like society is right now, the way like things are structured, the way the whole like dating works, the whole like how people have friends or they don't have, the way people go to jobs and the way they act there, and the whole thing, everything is, I don't know, it feels so like insanely weird, unstable. It's like it's such a crappy kind of like thing, which is why like what's actually a good society? Is it a society that takes risks and has guns and everyone lives and has a gun and they're like all crazy? Or is it just a society that decided that everyone's going to be nice? They're going to be all, agreeing with each other. You just shake it up a little bit, make that environment a little bit risky or dangerous when there's not enough food or something else is lacking. Which place is going to be more dangerous? Like where people are actually going to be like crazy threatening and doing different stuff, like
I can say both. I mean, again, depends, right? Because I can say
yeah,
one or the other. There's no right answer.
yeah, exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I am just seeing like, dude,
I
I
would
don't
say
know.
that I can say that the world with no guns is safer because no one can attack you, kind of. But also the one
They know
with
that
the guns.
no, they but yeah, but the
Yeah,
safer
right.
one, they know that you cannot reciprocate or do something bad for them, so
Yeah,
that's an extra reason to go and do the risks and break into your house. You don't have a gun, I know
exactly,
that. I'm stronger
exactly,
than you. I'm just gonna go take your shit.
exactly, exactly. So that's why both are the right answer, and none of them are.
Exactly.
You will
Yeah.
never know, and I think there's never a wrong answer because it depends on you and who your neighbor is.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like any of them could be right. Yeah, so, dude, it's crazy. We will never know. We'll and here's these were just the macro changes you were talking about, like, oh, what's going on around us. I'm just gonna tell you that doesn't even scare me. We're gonna deal with that, or we're gonna die. I don't fucking care. Okay, like the thing that scares me the most is like I don't know me in 2 3 years.
Oh yeah.
That
Oh yeah.
that's bigger. Like fuck, dude, fuck all this macro stuff.
Listen. Yeah. Yeah. Listen. And by the way, on that side, I want to say just from me,
Yeah.
I have like an idea in terms of
Oh yeah,
career,
me too.
business,
Me
those
too. Yeah.
things. I'm like, planned, thought out, have like this whole like
Yeah.
how, why, like all of those things. But listen, all of those things are based on the environment that we are in right now. It's
Exactly.
based on the fact that there will be internet in 3 years. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So here's what pisses me off so much, and I hate it. Do you have a plan if there is going to be no internet anymore?
Yep.
Amazing. Do you have a plan if there's going to be no currency anymore and now everything is only in crypto?
Yep.
Good.
Dude, I can
Then,
tell you that's when where the house comes in. Literally what you
okay.
said, I said yes. I didn't think about that, but the house is that. I have a roof over my head, bro. That's the point. Like
Okay. How are
I,
you going to get your food?
okay, food we can solve that. But you said
How? How? How?
no, but you said no, no, no. This is the third question. You said internet and then you said something else, right? You said internet and you said
Finances, the money, the
finances. Yeah,
crypto.
yeah, yeah. So house solves both of this, okay? But okay, so that's That's why having an asset helps, and fucking real asset. Okay, that's
Dude,
what
it
I want to
does.
fix now.
It does, but that's such a tiny little thing because
No, no,
again,
but it's
like
a big thing. No, what do you mean tiny? This is like you don't have anything, bro. You still have your